Amanda Musser.
Tell me about your family.
Well, I'm married. I have a wonderful husband and a little girl who's 6 years old. Her name's Sophie.
And your husband's name?
Josh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you do?
I am a licensed clinical social worker and I work in the oncology field. Right now, I actually just got a new position at Penn State Hershey Children's Hospital. So I work as the survivorship social worker for the Four Diamonds Fund for the pediatric cancer survivors.
Wow, that's a
Yeah.
very special job, I'm sure.
It's amazing.
And do I understand, was it you who is also a survivor?
I am. I'm a breast cancer survivor myself.
And you went through quite an ordeal, but you're cancer-free now?
I am, yeah. Just came from a doctor's appointment, actually. Got a good report. So,
Fantastic.
yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
you have some pretty awesome parents.
I do.
What
Yeah.
did they do to help you along the way here?
So when I was diagnosed, I was in grad school and I was only working 2 days a week. So, finances were tight to begin with. And then just having all of the co-pays, deductibles, time off of work, all of those kind of things really put us in a little bit of a financial bind. So my mom and her friends decided to start doing a fundraiser to help us out, and raised a good amount of money doing their Pink for a Purpose dance. And then we had decided, since it was so successful and everyone was so willing to help me, that we would want to give back to others through the years and just celebrate, recovery and health. And we've been doing the dance now for 4 years. This will be our fifth, I believe. Yeah, I'm trying to count them in my head. Yeah, so this will be our fifth year in 2017 doing the dance. So.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And previously you worked at WellSpan, is that correct?
I did, yeah. The Seckler Family Cancer Center in Lebanon, which was just a fabulous experience too.
I'm trying to, PTSD, depression, fear, fertility, Voices of Hope, American Cancer Society. Can you talk about any of that?
Sure. So what I do in my job now and even in my previous job is talk to survivors about some of the emotional aspects that come along with a cancer diagnosis. So when we look at a person who has been through treatment, what we're seeing now is that there's a lot of research that shows that post-traumatic stress disorder is really quite prevalent in the cancer survivor community. So talking with the survivors about, warning signs, what to look out for, hypervigilance, fear of recurrence, obsessive thinking about their cancer diagnosis, that kind of thing, and really providing some education for these ladies on, when there might be a problem that you should seek help, counseling, reach out to someone, that kind of thing. So it's really nice to be able to provide that education to the ladies in our community. A lot of times I reach them not only through my job, but also through working as a volunteer with the Pink Complete program and doing a segment on emotional health and recovery from a breast cancer diagnosis. It's really cool.
That's very eye-opening for me because
Yes.
I always think of PTSD with associated with the military.
Right.
And
yeah.
so
yeah.
to associate it with cancer,
Yeah.
it didn't dawn on me before.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you've enlightened me, and I'm sure
Thank
you will
you,
enlighten
yeah.
others as well.
Yeah, we're seeing it a lot too in our pediatric cancer survivor population, which is a really interesting aspect of my new job. We do a lot of neuropsych testing and PTSD related symptoms like ADHD, concentration and memory issues in pediatric cancer survivors, which I also can, go across the board with adult survivors as well. So there's a lot of cognitive effects from the treatments themselves and from the emotional aspects of the diagnosis.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, tell me, if you had to leave a message for anyone who would look and hear you in the future, it might be someone you've touched or their children or their, significant other. What message would you leave for them?
Yeah, I think I go back. There's a quote that I go back to, and I think it's actually by the Dalai Lama. Is that things can never be bad from all points of view, just kind of pulling in that, there's always a positive, the light. So things can never be bad from all points of view. Life is balanced. And just when you're faced with adversity, take that and run with it and do something positive with it. And for myself, that's really helped me to move on from the diagnosis by helping other people. So
It's wonderful. Thank
yeah.
you.